Welcome to Shrimp Cover Lit, the biggest books, the bestest looks, and all the charm it ever took. I'm Adrian Fort.
I'm Dalton Gentry. Those don't look good on you.
No, they don't.
I pull them off well. They don't look good on you. Oh,
That's
God, no. You have horrible bug eyes, right? Like, oh, no. That is my third pair of those glasses. They make those glasses, but they always make them way too big, and they don't look right. Or they make them too small for my fat head.
And they don't look right.
I found one place that sells the right size.
Yeah.
And I've had brown, and I've had blue, and now I have black. I keep losing them or breaking them.
Yeah.
One is floating down a river in South Missouri right now.
Well, good.
Yeah.
So we have talked about ginities here on the channel. We're not taking Dalton's ginity today, but we're taking his stellity. This is a Stella Artois. Stella Artois, which Dalton has never tasted.
I've always avoided the Stella because, like, I don't like craft beers. Two,
What?
I don't like craft beers.
What?
I don't like craft beers. Is this not considered a craft beer? Am I wrong?
The hipster in you does not like craft beers?
No, I'm like...
I don't know if this is craft beer or if it's just what they like other places.
We've discovered this. I'm the proto-hipster. While everybody's off on their craft beer adventure,
You're still on Pabst.
I'm a natural light kind of guy. So... I've always avoided this, and, like, it just seems pretentious and expensive for no reason, and it doesn't, I don't know, I don't like a lot of light beers.
I like it. I think it's a good beer.
Okay.
You want to try it?
Sure. Oh, cheers. It smells like a Corona.
What are we cheering?
To us.
To a variety hour.
To a variety hour. Tastes
Smoother
like
than Corona.
it tastes like a watery Corona.
I can give you that.
I'm not impressed.
You don't like it?
No.
I really like Stella. I don't
Power
buy
to
it
you.
often.
I mean, I'll drink it because it's in my hand, but
Isn't not really much more expensive than other beer.
I drink natural light. This is like 3 times as expensive. I can get a 30-pack for like $12.
Yeah. Went back to it awful fast.
Oh, it's beer. How do you feel about Corona?
I like Corona, but it took me a couple times to like it. Did I ever tell you the first time I tried Corona?
Nope, but we're on the same page.
Go on with your story.
So I hated Corona for the longest time. When I was in my adolescence and my beer drinking youth, Corona is always that beer like, oh yeah, Corona with a lime. I'm going to be the guy on the beach. So I got them and I took a drink. I'm like, that's disgusting. Why do people drink this?
Yeah.
So I had to like send back all my Corona merchandise that I'd already purchased, like giving this faux image. And then like one day, I was just sitting at home like, well, Corona sounds awfully good right now. So I went and got some, like, that's not bad. I can get behind this. But like it just came out of nowhere.
That's exactly how it happened for me. I was reading A Farewell to Arms, and it was over a winter break,
Okay.
and I was making pasta for myself every night. And in the middle of a bowl of pasta and a chapter of Farewell to Arms, I decided, you know what I want?
Corona.
One of these, my roommate had some in the refrigerator. I was like, Mike, I'm going to drink a Corona. Good for you. And I drank that Corona. But do you remember your first Corona?
No.
I do.
Tell me about it.
I had just moved off to college, and I was not a drinker. I drank wine at that point. I had had a beer once. I had had a little bit of whiskey. I was not a drinker. I was 23. I was 24 maybe. I didn't start drinking until I was 23.
Okay.
And it was a bachelorette party.
Oh.
Me and 2 of my buddies were doing a bachelorette party, and they were Hispanic women. And it...
When you say you were doing a bachelorette party, like you were invited to a bachelorette party, Adrian, or were you just
No, I was...
there?
I happened to be there.
Were you serving...
with 2 of my friends.
Were you serving drinks at the bachelorette party, Adrian, or were you just there?
It'd be an interesting way to say it. We were the entertainment for the evening. And so you do your thing, and then they wanted to dance and things like that, so we stayed for that. And it was the goddamnedest thing. We're standing there in the kitchen talking with some of them, and one of them runs off, whisks off, and comes back with 2 Coronas. Well, I'd never had one before.
Okay.
And it was not my favorite flavor, right? So that first drink was very brief. Of course, you drink a beer. You do that with a full Corona.
I remember my first beer, too.
Some of it ends up on the ground, right?
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing it for.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm doing it. So I did that, didn't like the taste. All right, that tastes like urine. So I put it back down. Bottle overflows. One of the women, the minute it hits the ground, the minute this overflow spills to the ground, she's got a mop. And she's going to town with it, man. I mean, it was like, have you ever seen NASCAR when they're changing tires?
Yes.
That beer splattered on the ground. It was flawless. I have no idea where it came from. It was the most impressive thing I've ever seen. But no one parties like Hispanic women.
Okay. Okay. I feel like I could just drink this in like a gulp. It's just too watery for my taste. And like, again, I drink Natural Light.
Well, it's a standard beer percentage, I believe.
It's like so one of the times I was in Europe, we decided to start drinking some beers. And Heineken is really big in Europe for some
I still can't stand Heineken.
god-awful reason. And like I had my first Heineken, I'm like, why do people drink this? This is disgusting.
Because they don't have water in Europe.
Oh my god, it was so bad. I actually settled on something, and like I don't know if you can get this beer in the United States, and I'm sure this is the Natural Light of the European world, but it's called a Carlsberg. I love a good warm Carlsberg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a craving for one. I could go for it. But like we were in France, and like maybe this is indicative of France. It's not just all of Europe. But instead of a 30-pack of cans, you get a 28-pack of tiny bottles, which is amusing to me because I'm like, I'm going to drink all
There's
these.
an evening.
This is all mine tonight. And then you have to stumble home 2 miles back to your apartment, blind drunk, in France. You're the only one who speaks French. Your girlfriend at the time doesn't, and she's trying to help you walk. And all you can do is fall down, cry, and yell at people in French.
How St. Joe of you.
It was a good night. And like, okay, so we had, have I mentioned this story?
I don't know what story you're about to tell.
The drinking in France?
I don't think so.
Okay, so when I was studying in France, everybody at the school that I was at got together, and they were going to have this like international potluck. Like everybody was going to make a dish from their country. We're going to get together, we're going to drink a lot and eat. Great idea. I made deviled eggs because like I'm trying to think like what's American. I'm like I'm bringing the beer. Like do you want me to just like cook meat? Because that's it. So I made deviled eggs. Whatever. Decent party, having a good time. Started drinking a lot. Realized we'd probably drank too much when my girlfriend at the time was trying to speak French to a man from Japan. He spoke no English. She clearly spoke no French or Japanese, but they were just having a conversation, just going to town. And 2 gentlemen showed up who actually lived in the apartment complex. And I remember one guy's name was Ludo, because it's the name of my favorite band. I bummed a cigarette off of him, because you can only buy cigarettes at the cigarette store, and it was closed. So he rolled me a hand-rolled cigarette, and he said, "Do you Americans drink Jaeger bombs?" And I said, "Honey, please, I need you to sit right down and start pouring those." I don't remember that night, but I walked home 2 miles. It was bad.
Not a big fan of Jaeger either.
I used to be. I feel like Jaeger is something you drink too much of when you're young.
One time.
Yeah.
And then you don't do, yeah. I think for everyone that I know that has Jaeger stories, drank too much Jaeger one time, never drank Jaeger again.
Not so much that. Captain Morgan did that to me. I can drink a lot. We've talked about this a lot. But somebody challenged me to a drink-off, basically. We're going to just have a bottle and pour the shots until one of us falls over.
Which would be great for Bantam.
Bring it. I'm a professional. So I chugged half the bottle, and now you can't win. And I was already pretty intoxicated at the time and very young. Way too young to be enjoying the fine taste of Captain Morgan.
Are you drunk right now? What's happening to your story?
Night. It's so, like, I want to burp, but I don't want to burp on camera.
Oh.
So, like, it's beer. It's fizzy.
Okay. You have a favorite beer?
This tastes like seltzer water. Like, this tastes
Drink
like
enough of them in it.
a La Croix.
A La Croix.
Yeah. But no.
Drink enough of them.
Not particularly. Like, honestly,
It's like Sneaky Pete.
Oh no, it's not. I will bring you some Sneaky Pete.
Dalton, I'm telling you, Stella will get you drunk. I don't know what it is. Stella gets me drunker faster than any other beer.
I don't believe that. That is
Maybe Boulevard Wheat. Boulevard Wheat one tall, and if I haven't eaten, that's a buzz.
like as crafty as craft beer as I get. Is I will drink a Blue Moon with an orange. I like me a Blue Moon.
Okay.
Honestly, straight up, like Natural Light. Like I will drink just cheap canned beer. That's what I've cut my teeth drinking.
Yeah.
That's what I know. So I drink that. I like a Guinness now and then. I like darker beers, and I really like dark beers. I'm not objected to trying craft beers. I just don't like spending the money on them to find out I don't like them.
Right.
Because I'm going to drink them anyway.
Yeah, we've had a discussion on the channel before about sour beer. And it's bad stuff and very expensive.
So I go to this event every single year. It's an adult Easter egg hunt, and it's a craft beer festival. You pay to get in. They have a huge Easter egg hunt for adults, and they have prizes. So like I've got all kinds of like posters and like screen prints, metal signs from craft breweries. I won a Moustakas jersey last year, signed Moustakas jersey. But we were at this festival last year, and I found a craft beer, and it was coffee infused, which normally is not that good.
Right.
Majestic.
Yeah.
It was like drinking an ice cold latte with a bit of a Guinness bite. Majestic.
That's the thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's just that way. I drank too much and I have no idea what it's called now.
Guinness, to me, tastes like it could be a good base for a coffee type beer.
Most coffee beers are the dark beers.
But I mean, there's something about Guinness that tastes like it's right on the edge.
Okay.
But most coffee type beers taste like they started with Busch Light and decided to pour in some coffee grounds.
So here's the thing. Have you ever had, drinking Guinness? I know you're not a fan, but have you had it on tap?
Yeah.
Okay. That's usually a huge thing, because Guinness in a bottle, Guinness on tap, or in a can with the widget poured properly.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's from a can. I think it's awful. I really can't stand it from a can. But the off tap, it's not terrible.
Okay.
But I would never just sit and decide to order one.
Yeah.
I mean, any place that Boulevard Wheat is offered on tap, you are a dunce for not ordering one.
Yeah.
No matter what else they've got.
Okay.
No matter what else they've got.
I know you love Boulevard Wheat.
I will say that there was a summer where I got dangerously close with Red's Apple Ale off tap. I know. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. We had our dalliance, and I went back to Boulevard Wheat.
Yeah?
But it was when I was working on that professor's house.
Yeah.
And I was out in 100-degree weather, up on a ladder, up on a roof, scraping lead paint.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. Scraping lead paint onto myself for 8 hours. Then you go to your 40-hour a week job. You get off the 40-hour a week job. It's 10 o'clock at night, 10:30. I'm going to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings and have something nice and cold to drink.
That's fair.
And it was Red's Apple Ale, for whatever reason at that time, hit it right.
I like Red's Apple Ale, but it's so sweet.
You can only drink one.
You can only drink, that's
like
fair.
Berry Weiss.
One Red's Apple Ale is fine. However, I do like a cinnamon apple, which is a Red's Apple Ale with a shot of Fireball in it.
Okay.
Gives it a little more kick, gives it some cinnamon taste. I'm about that life. But there is something magical. You said drinking a nice cold beer. There is something magical about hot weather when you're out in the heat, an ice cold beer, because normally I'll just drink my beer warm. Just room temperature is fine. That's kind of how I prefer it. But an ice cold beer when it's hot, that's where it's at.
So I don't do day drinking. So I have to wait until the end of the day. I got desperate last week, and I was spiking Miller Lite with Crown Apple.
Ooh.
Because it's what I had, and Miller Lite didn't get me drunk before it made me sick.
Ooh. So
I used to love Miller Lite too.
We had my friend's Too Old to Party not long ago. And
I think you told the story.
I told the story on the channel. And to kick things off, a gentleman as he is, he brought everyone a shot from our youth. And it was UV vodka, UV blue. Oh, I remember I used to love that stuff. That was it, man. The UV blue. I took one sip of this airplane shot. Everybody else slammed theirs. I'm like, nope. That tastes like cough medicine. I am hard passing on that. And I milked that shot for over an hour.
Really?
That was
Did you put a
awful.
nipple on it?
Maybe. Okay, so I don't know if I just broke myself at some point in life, because when I started drinking, I did not like beer. I drank straight hard liquor. Straight hard liquor or cocktails. I used to be able to take shots like a champion, no problem. I can't do it now. Just like the shot itself gags me. I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And like that UV blue, it took a while to milk. Couldn't do it. What?
Just the phrase "it took a while to milk." Are you talking about prostates again? Where are we at?
So again, we've mentioned this before on the channel, and everybody's in agreement. We need to do a live strip cover lit stream, and we are just going to have
I have
some
not
drinks.
ever been in agreement on anything.
We need to have
I've been in
some
agreement
drinks,
on things.
and we need to just keep it going. And like, if there's ever a lapse in conversation or drinks or something, we'll just pull out a book and start reading, baby. We'll read some poems. We'll read it live.
Yeah.
I think people.
We'll
would
do it
dig
live.
We'll do it live. What are you doing tonight?
I'm working tomorrow.
Oh, that's unfortunate. What are you doing Sunday? I work on Mondays.
Sunday I'll be working the overnight.
Oh, that's
I'll
fair.
be at work. Yeah.
Well, there, that one I do.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been good for me about working overnights is I feel guilty drinking when the sun's out, and when it just feels different getting off of an overnight shift and drinking.
It does. It does.
But yeah, I used to only drink hard liquor straight as well. I had to stop because I was drinking liquor to write. So it'd be 10 o'clock at night, I'd be piss drunk, and I'd be piss drunk before I got any good words in. And I realized this is what's happening. Well, I'm terrible with moderating myself and my calorie intake. Mm-hmm. So I would be hungry and start drinking, and by that time you're already done.
Yeah.
So yeah, it started. That's how I weaned myself from drinking just straight hard liquor. But I'm honestly going back to it because I don't know. I feel like.
Well, let me know.
Well, what I would do. So part of the problem for me is I'm too scientific.
Okay.
So I understand where the results come, and when you're writing, the results come when you've got a nice buzz, right? That's when you say, "Hey, man." Words are just words.
You got to teeter that line, though.
Yeah, you got to teeter but the thing is, you're trying to teeter the line while knowing you've got to get to the buzz fast,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
You get to the buzz fast so
Gotta
you
cut
can be
out that
productive.
middleman.
Yeah, I know that. So if there is a 100-point continuum until nothing's happening, I know that 50 is where productivity happens. I want to go from 0 to 50 as fast as possible.
But you didn't want to stay at 50.
But you want to
gotta
stay.
pump those brakes at
You
50.
want to stay 50 to 65, and when you're trying to get to 50 real fast, it's real easy to jump to 75.
So I've mentioned this before. I hold true. I will outdrink anyone who sits down at the table with me. I've always had that ability. I don't like drinking outside of in a social party setting. Like just having a beer after work, or having I maybe have a glass of wine with dinner from time to time. But some people, they get off work, they have a beer. Or, it's late in the afternoon, they got nothing to do, I'll have a drink. Can't do it, man. Cannot do it. I have to have a reason to be drinking. Like people will be over, I'm like, okay, we are drinking
So you
tonight.
are a social drinker.
I'm 100% a
Okay.
social drinker. Absolutely.
I'm an anti-social drinker.
You are an antisocial drinker, and it kills me because I have people they come over and they're like, I drink all the time. Like, okay, I haven't drank in a month.
Oh yeah,
Bring it.
So I sound like an alcoholic because I just told a story about pouring Crown Royal into Miller Lite, but
Oh, you said it, not me.
It's been a long time since I drank.
Yeah.
I go dry for long periods anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not there was a while where I definitely had a problem.
Yeah.
But it's easy for me now to not. I forget about it more often than not.
My worst problem is usually it's always the summer, man. Especially we're going on a float trip or something. I awaken the slumbering beast within me, and it makes people uncomfortable.
I get there too. I know what you're saying.
Because,
I know what you mean by slumbering beast. I don't do it socially like you do. But
Yeah. I'm a great drunk. I'm not angry or aggressive or anything, but I'll slam a 30-pack and be just happy dandy. Let's go do stuff. And then, like, everybody passes out. Like, I clean up the house and everything. And when they wake up, I'm drinking the next morning because, well, we're going on the float trip. Everybody's hungover and dead. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm going to have about 30 more of these. Then we're going to go do stuff.
My problem is when I get drunk, I'm yes, I can guy.
Yeah.
So I almost have to be an antisocial drinker.
Okay.
Because yes, I can guy, when you're drunk, leads to terrible things. Yes, I can drink more. Yes, I can sleep with you. Yes, I can do that. You know what I'm
We should
saying?
never drink together.
Yeah, especially if you're going to try and get me to sleep with you again. So that's where a lot of my problems with alcohol and social ills come from.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I don't mind. And, like, I've noticed, like, I used to be able to just, I drink all night, go up and go to class the next morning, fine and dandy. Age will catch up with you.
Yes, it does.
And, like, you haven't had a hangover until you've had the 2-day hangover, where you feel better after that first night, you go to bed, you wake up next year, you're like, what the hell is happening? It's supposed to be gone and it's not.
I got retro pissed.
What's going on? But no, there always is something. There's some kind of event or something where I will come out and dust off young Dalton, and it's a dastardly sight.
It happens for me around this time of the year, around spring.
Spring is wonderful because that first warm weather hit, it's majestic. Because, like, winter is awful. Winter is just terrible.
It's been worse lately, hasn't it? I mean, it's been 8-9 month winters, it seems.
But, like, today was the first nice day we've had. Like, we are both in really good moods and have been since it warmed up. So, like, ride it while you can.
Yeah.
Because winter's coming back. But, no, I am all for a live stream episode. And, like, it can go on as long as you want. It can go on until you get angry and smash the camera. I don't care. I will go drink for drink with you until you fall over. And then I will read poetry over your dead corpse.
I think you're underestimating the Adrian. Because you've seen me drunk one time, it was off one beer. But I had a 30-calorie intake that day.
I don't think you know what you're getting into.
No, I'm not saying I can outdrink you. What I'm saying is that it's not going to be as easy as you think.
I've got all day. I will clear my schedule. I'll make time.
Will you now?
Absolutely.
Oh, will you now?
Absolutely so. We will sit. We will have a nice setting like this. I assume this would be at my house. Internet.
Oh, yeah.
But then you have also the worst part of this. I can smoke in my house.
Well, then I get to bring beef jerky.
Bring beef jerky. Bring cigars. I don't care.
Beef jerky will be your kryptonite. Because when I have a belly full of beef jerky, nothing gets me drunk.
Okay.
Nothing gonna get me drunk.
Okay. We can do this. We'll make it a thing. Ripped and lit.
Do you... This is... So it's weird for me because I still have a giant stigma around alcohol.
Okay.
Because I come from a house with an alcoholic. Yeah. And my mother was so anti-alcohol that I still have a stigma around it. Like, so the question of having a beer on YouTube, like, I still get, hey, are they going to shut us down for that? You know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
It's still, well, maybe, but because they're so unpredictable at this point. But, like, it is to that point for me where, like, there was a long time where if someone were buying beer at work, if someone were buying beer with their child with them, I'd judge them a little bit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And it was never like you're such a terrible person, but it was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh my God, how can you do this? You know what I mean? But you don't have any stigmas around alcohol?
No.
No?
Not saying my family's not filled with alcoholics, but, like, it's never been a problem.
Right.
It's always been, like, very much like me, like, very social. So, like, yeah, you want to get together and throw down, let's throw down, but, like, everybody's fine the next day, no worries. It's not causing problems. My graduation party with my family, we got 3 kegs, and my family, we floated 2 of them, and the third, my cousin took home and put in his living room for the next day, which absolutely I walked next door and had some. But no, it's never been a problem. Like, I'll drink with the best of them, but it's never caused any kind of home issues or work issues. So it's never been an issue. It's always been very open at my family's house. I go up to my aunt's house, I'm going to be having a couple bottles of wine up there. It's normal. A lot of people in my family don't drink, though. My father does not drink at all. So, like, it seems like it's 50-50, and everybody kind of gravitates to one person. Like, somebody in the relationship will just drink nonstop at a party. The other person doesn't drink at all. So, I don't know. It works. It's never been an issue.
It's interesting.
We got a keg one night for a party, and let me tell you, man, there wasn't a lot of people there, and these were all just friends. And I went to town. Just a party frat boy Dalton came out, and I'm doing keg stands left and right, and like I was so pissed off because like it is a badge of shame not to float that keg by the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. Like, I don't know if I just didn't have the assistance because I can't physically drink this keg by myself. But I gave it my all, man. Yeah. Every bit of it. And the next morning I had to take the keg back. I'm like, it's still got beer in it. I don't want to take it back. I can still drink this later.
Have you ever had one of the mini kegs?
A little pony kegs?
Yeah.
No, because the only pony keg I know is the Heineken pony keg, and I'm not drinking that.
Oh, what was it I had?
Coors used to have the Coors Party Ball.
That might have been it. That might have been what I had. I did not. I've never had a Heineken one. I don't. You know, I have had a Heineken one. My roommate liked Heineken.
Okay.
When I was in college, and we did one of those one night.
Realize how like uninteresting my life is. I'm like, my roommate likes cats.
So you talked about what beer is it? Natty Light?
Yeah, Natural Light.
When I was in grad school, the guys across the street from me, and we were in little townhouses, loved Busch Light. And nothing makes me want to chew more than having a Busch Light. So for a solid 3 months, I was drinking Busch Light and chewing every night. Did I ever tell you about the fight I had with my old roommate?
No.
I got pissed.
I feel like this is going to be a long variety hour, but carry on.
I was piss drunk, right? Piss drunk. And my roommate at the time, we went out there to go to grad school together and be writers. He wasn't writing. And worse than that, he wasn't making experiences to write about. All he was doing was playing video games.
Well, would you look at that? Another one just appeared. Magic of film.
And my roommate... You're tipsy, aren't you?
No.
Okay. So
Are we getting a hotel later? Like, is this what this night's becoming?
We're going to use one of your free casino
You could probably get a
hotels,
casino comp down the road.
My roommate was not doing anything conducive to writing. Mm-hmm. He shelled up. And I went across the street with those guys, and we were drinking Busch Light, and they were the types to drink Busch Light.
Yeah.
Right? And we were sort of partying a little, like not partying, but fucking around, you know. And he had some of his friends over, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get Lee. So I come home and I walk up, and he's in his bedroom playing video games, and I grab him. I grabbed him, and I lifted him up over the back of his chair, and I started pulling him out. And I wasn't literally going to carry him across the street. But the minute he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We're coming across the street. We're going to get you drunk. We're going to, you're going to socialize a little bit." Now, I'll be me telling someone else they need to socialize, right?
That's terrifying.
And so I let him go eventually because I'm not going to actually drag him across. I wanted him to be over there, but I wasn't going to force him. So I let him. He pushed the shit out of me. And this happened a few times in our living together where he would push the shit out of me, and I would get, because I'm always joking, right? Like, if I'm going to slap the shit out of you, if I'm going to push you, if we're going to go, we're going to go. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be a question. We're both going to know. But I guess I took him to his breaking point a couple times, and I was a lot bigger than him. And eventually, like, he pushed me and said, F you, F this, F that, and I was like, are you serious right now? So he came at me again and pushed me, and I was like, really? And so I just walked off. I was like, okay, well, I guess he's mad. So he stormed out. I didn't see him for a couple days, but the relationship changed after that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I just got pissed on Busch Light and decided to drag my roommate somewhere and
pick a fight.
Yeah, he picked a fight.
Okay, so like I'm not an angry drunk. I'm not an angry person, but like I've had people like just comment on that. Like, you are always the most like
gregarious.
Yeah, gregarious is a good way to put it, and passive person. Like, nothing bothers you. You are always just laid back. You're you. And I've had people actually try to pick fights with me because of it, just trying to see if they could fire me up. And, like, I've had a guy sit there and, like, literally smack me in the face and just kept slapping me. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything about it. So, like, stop.
See, something like that's the difference for me.
Yeah.
Physical contact and that, like, if you're pushing me off of you,
Yeah.
like, I'll understand, okay, this is your boundary. Like, I'm not gonna pursue it after that. I'm not gonna get mad at you after that. But when you're striking to provoke, okay, you're gonna regret it.
But I had a friend who used to be a very angry drunk, and like when he'd get pissed off at a party, like he'd come find me and we'd go out to the yard, and he was tiny, so I'd just throw him around a lot, and he'd come at me, land a couple punches, I'd throw him off of me, and that was his routine, and like it calmed him down, and we'd smoke a cigarette afterwards. I'm like, well, this is gonna hurt in the morning, jackass, but it's fine.
Dalton, this sounds a lot like when they make Fight Club out to be about homoerotic porn.
It's fair. One time, and this was, okay, can I say this on the internet? I can. They don't watch this channel. So way back when, like before Megan and I have even considered talking to each other, she was house sitting for her sister at her apartment. So naturally she threw a party. And I'd gone there because it was just down the street from where I live. And there was an old friend of ours, and like for some reason he got it in his mind. He's like, I want to see who can punch people harder. He was that type of person. He's like, I want to punch you in the arm, and you can punch me in the arm. I'm like, no, I don't care. So like he just kept it going all night, and I drank a lot. And finally he punched me in the arm, and my drunk ass turns around and decks him in the face. Just misses completely, going for the arm, and just hit him square in the jaw and knocked him off his chair. I'm like, I win. Sorry.
You deserved it.
I feel bad, but sorry.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about my drunk Fight Club experience?
No.
I don't know if I should. So, my old roommate and I, we got drunk, and it might have been more than drunk. Do you know the movie Baraka?
No.
There's not a movie, not a documentary, somewhere in the middle. It's just a bunch of footage that they've edited in to a 60-minute experience. Like one of them is, did you know that with baby chickens, if it's a male, they grind it up? They don't kill it first, they just throw it into a grinder.
Okay.
So there's like 3 minutes of you following these baby chicks, and then, okay, they're getting ground up.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it's just all these sorts of experiences,
So it's a
right?
snuff film.
Sort of.
Okay.
But
we're on the same page.
The way it begins is in one of these mountain ranges where there are these natural springs.
Yeah.
And there's just all these monkeys bathing. And like there's like 5 minutes of these monkeys in a sauna making eye contact, right? It's just weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it's either an African tribe or a South American tribe. And we were so drunk that they're doing one of their, I don't know if they're praying or if it's a festivity or what it is, but there's like 80 people sitting down, and they're doing all this stuff, and they go to the side and all this. We were so drunk that he sat at my feet and we decided to play along, right? So apparently, we were drunk, and blackout drunk, right? So the next morning I wake up, and at that time in life, 25, when you're blackout drunk, you wake up early and ready to go.
Yeah, good
right?
breakfast.
So it was 7 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, might as well hit the gym. So I go to the gym, and I'm doing my bench press. Something's off in my chest. What is going on here? So I rack the weight, and I'm like, golly, what is going on? Get through my whole workout, and I sit in my truck, and I'm like, man. So I text my roommate, I'm like, man, what happened last night? Like, did I hurt myself? And he texted me back, you don't remember? I said, remember what?
That's never a good sign.
No, it's never a good sign. Especially, so, like, I'm not making a joke about it. He was probably a 350-pound guy. Like,
yeah, big guy.
Like, he probably was putting away a lot more liquor than me before being as drunk as I was. And I said, no, I don't remember. He said, we got drunk and decided to have a fight club. I said, oh my God, you must have punched the shit out of my chest. He goes, Adrian, I can't get out of bed. So when I got home, he was still in bed. He didn't move that day. But I guess we just got drunk and decided to wail on each other. And that was that for the evening. And like afterwards, you know how those nights come back to you?
Yeah.
I remember running across, it was the dining room of the apartment. We didn't have a dining table, so it was just an open room. It was for the fight club. I ran across the room and jacked him. But in my memory, I don't know where I punched him. Like, I have no idea. Like, I'm assuming we had the no face rules,
Yeah.
which is how, you know, most civilized fight clubs work. But I have no idea.
Okay.
You've never done anything like that?
So, like, apparently this is, like, telling stories that we should not tell.
This pops up, like, this variety hour pops up, like, every 2.5 months.
Yeah, let's
You've noticed
tell
that, right?
things we shouldn't tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so at one point in time, I had access to a large building. You came with me to that building one time. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't remember what I was talking about?
Did you pick me up?
No, because you actually drove to Cameron for this one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't remember going to Cameron one time in your life?
Yeah, but you picked
To a
me
place
up.
did I pick you up that time?
Yeah.
I don't remember if I picked you
Okay,
up or not.
okay.
I went to a place of business?
Yes.
Okay, so I had access to that place of business because all my friends worked there.
Hypothetically. By the way.
Hypothetically speaking, of course. This place of business used to hold the MMA fights on one side of the business.
Really?
Yes, they still do. I don't know if they still do. The police just stopped outside. We went
They're
in
here
one
for you.
night,
They heard your story.
and we were going to go into that side of the building, and we walked in, and they have an MMA ring set up. You don't miss that opportunity in life.
Right.
So absolutely, you bet we gloved up and just wailed on each other. Absolutely beat the tar out of each other until the next day you honestly wake up, you're like, oh my God, why did I do this? It was like when I did P90X for the first time and I couldn't walk for 3 days. Was it plyometrics?
Plyometrics.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, you'll have like baby giraffe legs for a week. Don't do that. It's a bad idea altogether.
Don't do that if you've Daltoned your whole life. That's
That's fair. That's fair. But no, I've got a history in boxing. One of my other friends used to have a great history in boxing. He used to do Golden Gloves and stuff. So absolutely, this is the same skinny kid I used to throw around all the time. You bet we gloved up, we taped up, and we went in there and just wailed on each other. Josh was there as well. I don't think Josh fought.
No, of course not.
Josh
got in the ring with himself.
He just sat in the center and just cried. It was a mental battle. It's fine.
Can I tell you something? You might be an alcoholic.
Why is that?
Because you've been fairly low energy this entire day.
Okay.
Now you've got 2 beers in you and you're super hyperactive.
It loosens you up a little bit. It's good for you.
But it doesn't speed you up.
Okay.
It's not supposed to speed you up. Watch yourself.
Well, I'm the worst alcoholic ever
Why?
because I never really drink.
Well, but you used to, didn't you?
I did used to a lot.
And what happened
Oh no!
when you
And like
did?
at that point in time, I was absolutely an alcoholic for sure.
See, so they say that one of the ways you can tell is if you put a couple shots on somebody, does their pulse rate go up or down?
Oh, I'm an up guy, absolutely.
So,
But that's the social aspect as well. I associate drinking with high energy and fun and activity. But like it's never been an issue for sure.
well,
Absolutely.
no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
not saying watch yourself. I'm saying, hey, man, it's not something to screw with.
Like this warning would have been nice 10
20
years
years ago,
ago.
yeah.
That would have been great. Where were you then? But like at this point, no, I can't do it. I drink too much one night. I'm down for 2 days. I'm like, oh God.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, once that takes a hold of you, being down for 2 days is your normal.
Oh God, no.
So you, but
That's the idea of the functioning alcoholic.
right, that's the idea of the
No.
function. But how are you right now?
Okay.
You feel great, don't you? So when
Okay.
you're down that next day, what's going to pick you up?
Not booze. I've never been the person who's like, I need a pick me up. I'm going to go drink.
I'm not saying you have been.
Yeah, I'm not getting there, but like
I'm saying the potential is there, maybe.
the potential's there, but I don't see it
got-
actualized.
I'm just saying you've got the hair,
I do have the hair for it. That's fair.
you've got the wardrobe.
Well, I am wearing, like, I've got the 1950s news anchor, 1970s news anchor, let's be honest here, because I'm wearing this lovely shirt, but down below this I'm wearing shorts and I don't have shoes on. Great illusion for the strip cover lit set, but it's terrible in reality.
Yeah.
So
You've got the beard.
yeah, I probably shouldn't drive home like this at this point.
Do you want to stay?
Not really. I'm gonna sleep on your workbench here.
No.
Like I'm saying, I have free hotel rooms down the street, and there's a bar in the hotel.
Yeah.
We could settle this tonight.
Settle what tonight?
I don't know. We could have Impromptu Fight Club at Harris.
Settle what tonight? I don't give a shit.
Impromptu Fight Club at Harris. Maybe it's fight night at Harris. That'd be even better.
Maybe.
I don't know. You ever actually been to a live fight?
No.
I think
You mean like a put on
yeah, like a
fight?
sport.
Oh, okay, no, huh?
No, we should consider that. That might be fun. Might be entertaining.
Going to a fight?
Yeah.
I doubt we could put it on. What do you mean?
Like
Could be
we should
entertaining?
go to
Okay.
a fight.
Okay, I thought you meant like for a channel or something. I was
No,
like,
we can't put on a live MMA combat for a
No,
channel.
I mean like.
No, just
we
like
couldn't record ourselves doing that.
No, but like we should go to a fight. I think I might enjoy that. Very Hemingway.
You've never been either?
Really?
Not really.
Like I've been to a couple boxing tournaments, but like never like MMA or anything.
Do you ever watch MMA?
No.
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 It's interesting. It really is. It's a lot more strategy than you might otherwise give it credit for.
Like occasionally if there's a big fight, like when Brock Lesnar returned and all that, yeah, we watched that one live.
Conor McGregor,
Conor McGregor, we'll watch that one. I actually watched that at the Landing over in Liberty.
the one with Khabib.
It was Conor McGregor and someone who should not have been fighting Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay.
Mayweather?
Oh,
Floyd
yeah,
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, McGregor. I watched that one live. Because there was also, we watched CM Punk's MMA debut, which...
CM got punked.
Well, he tried. I will give the man props, though. He stood up afterwards, he's like, well, that was a mistake.
Yeah, that guy kicked my ass.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. You learned your lesson.
Yeah.
I feel like you should start mixing alcohol in your green drink over there.
No, that's a terrible idea.
Your protein green apple shake.
It's not protein, it's amino acid.
Amino acid. I don't know the difference.
The
between
building
the two.
blocks for protein.
Okay, so like we just breaking it down even further now?
Sort of. You have to have the amino acids to build and synthesize the protein. So
Okay, I believe
it's a
you.
little bit different.
So again, back to this idea of a live strip cover lit. We just have some drinks. We have to do it.
Yeah.
I'll make any cocktail you want. I worked at a bar. I can make it happen.
You can make dirty gin martinis.
I can make dirty gin martinis.
I will be drunk before anyone knows it.
Fun fact, one of my like top 3 favorite drinks is a dirty vodka martini. It's got to be the goose. It's got to be Grey Goose.
It's a little bit better.
But I can do a dirty gin martini. Like, we're going to have to buy every olive in the northwest Missouri area, but that's fine.
Have you ever had the olives with garlic in them?
Yeah, with blue cheese. Blue
Never
cheese
had the
stuffed
blue
olives.
cheese, yeah. Don't do that.
Well, why?
Give me the garlic.
No blue cheese for you?
No blue cheese. Not a fan of the blue cheese.
So, we have a membership to a local winery. It's not a bad deal. We usually drink their wine anyway. $20 a month. You go in, they give you a free bottle. I have free wine tastings anytime I want to drag somebody out there to go sample their wines. And they give you a gift every month as well. So we're justifying, I spent $20 a bottle anyway. I might as well get their membership. This particular winery has created, I assume, a bastardization of what wine should be. And it is a strawberry shortcake sangria.
That sounds like a recipe for vomit.
It does, but it also sounds delicious.
Does it?
I'm thinking about going out on Sunday and trying it. They just released it. They serve it only at the winery. And, of course, they give you a dollop of whipped cream on top of it. And, I think I need one.
It's like Starbucks at a winery?
I think I need one. So, this particular winery, not to name names, but they had a call on Facebook. They said, hey, we have an opening here at the winery. You'd be obviously working the tasting room, but you'd also be doing some work in the production floor as well. Of course I applied. That's a great job. I'd love to work at a winery. Never once even bothered to talk back to me. Never even responded to my message inquiry.
You had to post an inquiry?
Yeah, they wanted you to send them a message on the Facebooks, and they'd send you the details.
So they looked through your...
And, you can see on Facebook when someone looks at your message.
Yeah.
They looked at it, and they're like,
No, we're going to pass.
hard pass on that particular one there. Not for me.
What type of liquor do you think you could be a spokesman for besides rum?
I could not be a spokesman for rum. I hate rum.
No one cares if you love it or hate it. You look.
Do I have the rum
like
look?
rum.
Okay, I'll give you the rum look. Gin is too classy. Vodka's taken a good class turn as well, where they have the very nice vodkas. It's all suits and ties.
They're still Smirnoff.
Smirnoff even does the suit and tie now.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
I have sold liquor for 15 years now. People in suit and ties do not buy Smirnoff.
Like, I feel like I might be the spokesperson for Old Crow whiskey. Like, I could get behind that.
A little bit tin high.
A little bit of, oh my God, 10 high.
Tin high on the bottom shelf.
I can taste it. You brought it up
Can't
and I
you?
can taste it.
I can taste Old Crow. Old Crow got me through grad school. Old Crow got me through grad school. It was bad.
I need a breather after remembering 10 high existed. So, natural, I love Natural Light. I could be the spokesman for Natty Light.
Yeah?
Natty Light actually had a call not too long ago. They wanted a spokesman. Because, like, when you go to, like, the Masters or any really nice event, there's beer people. There's beer spokesmen.
Yeah.
Natural Light wanted you to dress like me. Shorts, t-shirt, maybe you're wearing shoes, maybe you're not. And they wanted to send you to the Masters and promote Natural Light. So not only are they going to pay you for this, but like it was a year-long contract where they're just going to send you to all these great events. And you're going to be the Natural Light guy. And your job is to go, drink Natural Light, enjoy yourself, and tell everybody else they should be drinking Natural Light.
You know, with your life trajectory, that you would have Tourette'd out while Tiger Woods was in his backswing.
Here's the thing, Natural Light. You missed a golden opportunity. I am the man that you want for your Natural Light.
I'm the man.
This is the face of Natural Light
Come
right here.
round.
When you walk into a bar and you see me, you're like, that man's drinking a Natural Light.
Yeah.
A cold, crisp Natural Light. Served lukewarm out of a tin can.
That man,
Slightly dented with botulism.
that man who walked straight off of my rum bottle.
I do have a rum look about me, don't I?
You do have a rum look.
So, like, I'm not a huge rum fan, but when I was in the Cayman Islands, I bought banana rum. Did I bring you any banana rum? I think I brought you some rums, didn't I?
You brought me a rum. It was not a banana rum.
That banana rum was life-changing. It tasted
Yeah.
like banana runts.
Really?
Super smooth, amazing. And I'm a man who loves 99 bananas. Have you ever had 99 bananas?
I have not.
99 proof banana flavored schnapps.
Okay.
It is disaster in a bottle.
Really?
Absolutely so. Used to make banana cream pie shakes out of them. That banana rum, I could live off that.
Okay. Well, what happened with it?
It was delicious.
No stories with it?
No, it was just really good. Like you said,
What
I was a
was it?
rum spokesman. I just banana rum.
You don't remember the brand?
What Cayman Islands used to be? Tortuga. It was Tortuga rum.
That's what you brought me.
Yeah.
But it was not the banana.
I wouldn't give you the banana. It was delicious.
okay.
It was mine.
Okay. That's
I only
what
had
yours.
so much of it. Anyway,
So do you have, okay, so do different liquors get you different types of drunk?
yeah. I don't handle tequila well because tequila's the goddamn devil.
What does it do to you?
Just kills me.
Tequila makes me angry.
Yeah.
Tequila makes me angry.
And, like, I know people who don't drink whiskey specifically because they're like, I'm an angry whiskey drunk. No, tequila just, like, maybe it's just like I have a shot and I'm like, oh, God, that's terrible. I should probably have a dozen more of these.
Yeah.
Can't do it, man.
See, I'm not a big fan of the taste of tequila, so, like, it would never be my first choice. Mm-hmm. But whatever the chemistry is in tequila that mixes with my brain and makes me say, okay, things suck enough, you want to riot. I don't know what it is. What else? What else have you got?
No, it's just tequila. Anything
That's
else?
the only thing that has
Anything
no,
else?
No. So, but nothing else gets you a different type of drunk.
Absolutely not. Like some people say wine makes them happy or gives them a really bad hangover.
Wine-
Whiskey makes them fight.
Wine makes me need to F.
I'm so proud of you for using that terminology.
That's why we have
I'm
not had
uncomfortable with
wine
this
on the
video.
channel.
I love wine.
I've got some wine over there, but you're not getting
No,
home.
I'm good, thanks.
You're
Hard
not getting
pass.
home tonight.
They say, is it Winking Owl from the Aldi's?
What?
You never had the Winking Owl?
That sounds... No, I have not had a winking owl.
Let me tell you a little tale. Aldi's is the greatest grocery store ever, sells a brand of wine in-house called Winking Owl. It is $2.89 a bottle.
I've had $2.89 bottles of wine. I've had sub $2.89 bottles of wine. Simply the name Winking Owl makes me not want to drink your wine.
Here's the problem. I have a bit of a palate for wine. I enjoy it. We go to a lot of wineries. Winking Owl's where it's at. Their white Zinfandel is amazing.
You no longer get to chastise me for liking Night Train.
No.
You no longer get to chastise me for liking Night Train.
I will splurge on a bottle. I will pay the $3.
I will splurge on a $2.89
I will pay
bottle.
the $3.10 with tax to bring you the Winking Owl. It's good, man. It's not bad.
So I think here's the thing. Here's the thing I learned when I was drinking wine. White Zinfandel is better the cheaper you go.
Maybe that's the case.
Have you tried their Chardonnay or their Pinot Grigio?
They make a Chardonnay. Yes, I have.
Does it taste like fermented sugar?
No, it's not bad. It's actually got the woody taste like you'd expect out of a Chardonnay.
Okay, that's because they poured liquid smoke inside.
Okay. I've also had their, oh, God, I can't think of what it, Merlot. Their Merlot's not bad either.
Really?
Honestly, it's a phenomenon. And Aldi is actually praised for their wine. They actually have like wine.
In St. Joe?
No, wine connoisseur magazines. Aldi's has good liquor. I think one of their whiskeys that they only sell in Aldi's got it was a top whatever whiskey for that year.
Really? You're going to have to prove this to me so that I can try that whiskey.
I will prove it for you. But no, honestly, Winking Owl wine, $2.89 a bottle. It's really not bad. It has its moments.
You've got to be shitting me.
100%.
Really?
Yep, the thing.
I've never experienced this.
If you go to Walmart and you spend $3 on the Sweet Red,
yeah,
you're drinking cough syrup and it's awful.
Yeah.
You go to the Aldi's and spend $3 on the Winking Owl, it's not a bad bottle of wine, honestly. And wholeheartedly, I go to a winery at least every month, a different one. I try a lot of wines.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that.
Winking Owl from Aldi's really is quality.
Really?
Disturbingly so.
Have you ever had Santa Margherita Pinot Grigio?
No.
That's good stuff. So that's how I learned there is a difference between the qualities of wine. Is because I went straight from cheap Pinot Grigio to the top shelf Pinot Grigio, and you can tell.
Absolutely so. Missouri is actually wonderful for wines, by the way. We're a great wine country for
sweet wine. We are a great sweet wine country.
But I know I've talked about this on the channel probably months ago. I found my wine, and it's down by Columbia, Missouri. It's Les Bourgeois Winery, and I can't remember what it is, but it's their special cask maker's reserve. It's $30 a bottle. It's a little pricey. It tastes like steak.
Really?
It genuinely tastes like you cooked a steak and drank the juice off the plate. It's amazing.
Their pink Catawba got me a special kind of drunk with special kinds of people a couple times.
Oh dear. I will make the journey down to Columbia to get this bottle of wine for you because it's infused with tobacco leaves and all kinds of perfect Adrian Fort wine.
You're making me want to chew.
It's amazing. It's so good. Do we need to chew next? Do we need a third Stella? A longest variety hour?
I was going to suggest it.
I think that's a terrible idea. I don't want to chew on camera. I'll just spit it everywhere.
Do you want to try it? Do you want to try some chew?
I don't, thank you.
Okay, well, we're going to have a third part of Variety Hour.
I don't think we should. We
Really?
should probably wrap this up.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'm going to be chewing on camera. Nobody wants
No,
that.
you don't have to chew. But I think a third Stella would be a good idea.
You should probably wrap this up.
This has been Variety Hour. I am Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
That's about it.
so excited to go home now and be like, why do you smell like beer? I'm like, we're filming!
You don't know my life.
Where's dinner? Stella!
I like the vibrato.
Thank you. Thank you. It was very theatrical of me.
It was.
Yes. How are you? I'm
good.
fine.
So you don't get a different beer type of drunk versus whiskey type of drunk?
Absolutely not. This is fine. This is a good day. What are you doing today? Having fun?
No, I mean, you're beer drunk and you're liquor drunk.
No, 100%. Like, honestly, a drunk's a drunk to me, unless it's tequila. Tequila, for some reason, just shatters my world.
That is insane to me.
I cannot handle it.
Basically, everything I've gotten drunk on, it's a different type of drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just extra sensitive. I don't know.
So I sent Josh out once, and I said, hey, we're having tequila shooters. I'll buy the tequila. I need you to pick up limes. 2 hours later, the man comes back from the store with a bag of key limes this big around. And, like, I don't know what to do with them, so it just came to, like, literally, you take a shot of the tequila and just pop a whole key lime in your mouth and just, like, crunch down on it. Not bad, actually.
Not bad?
I imagine that's what they do in the Keys.
It's a different experience. Yes, in the Keys.
In the Keys.
Yeah.
So this went downhill in a hurry. What do you want to talk about?
You're not supposed to mention it on camera.
No, this went downhill in a hurry.
You're
What do you want to talk
mention
about?
it on camera. I don't know. I figured we'd just keep talking about liquor.
We can talk about liquor. We can talk about this disgusting substance that's in your mouth right now.
You're not supposed to mention it. Where's your cigarettes?
They're in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is Red Man Select. This is new, I think. I've never had this before. I don't know if this is brand new. I've never seen it before. It's Red Man in a black packet. I suppose Black Man was an incendiary.
So is this like the highlight of your week? Is there's a new Red Man?
It's like velvet in my mouth.
Oh God, no. So like,
Do you want to try it?
no.
Do you want to try it?
No. This is what happened the first time.
Do you want a little?
No.
One leaf.
This is what happened exactly the first time I tried Red Man. You were actually at my house. The one time you had been at my house, and you had Red Man.
Yeah.
We were outside on the deck, and you're like, "You should try it." I'm like, "No, I'm good." No, you really should try it. And finally, I'm like, "Fine, I'll try it." Which proceeded to me spitting it out and then washing my mouth out with like a hose. Just.
Yeah.
I don't like the tingle it gives your mouth. It just. Ugh.
So this doesn't give my mouth a tingle. I don't think it would give your mouth a tingle because it's made with velvet. But, ironically, that was the first time I had ever had Skoal.
Yeah.
Yeah, your roommate was chewing Skoal, and I never had it. And I was like, let me try some of that. Let me figure it out. So we did. I'm not a fan of that type of tobacco. Did I tell you the reason why I chew whole leaf tobacco?
No.
So my father chewed tobacco.
My mother chewed tobacco.
I'm not a fan of my father.
Okay.
You are a fan of your mother, so
I
it's
am.
different. But we used to sell it where I worked. But we only sold Red Man and Levi Garrett, I believe. And we'd have these big old trucker cops come in. Y'all got chewing tobacco, y'all got spit, y'all got snuff. I was like, well, we've got Red Man and we've got Levi Garrett. And they go, oh, never mind. I'm going to go someplace else. So, as I was growing older, and I mean, it wasn't a one-time thing. Every big trucker guy, every biker guy that came in, and I said, we've got Red Man, said, whoa, never mind, little fella. Never mind, fella, or I'll go someplace else. So I was like, that stuff must be particularly egregious.
The trucker won't take it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I wanted to try it.
No, that is not the reaction
to
you
try-
have to something like that.
But I wanted, I was at this phase in my life where I was like, you know what? Screw my father. I'm going to do everything he did to the 10th degree. Because that must be what a man does, right?
Oh, dear.
So, instead of chewing Skoal like he did, I was like, I'm going to jump straight to Red Man. If those sons of bitches won't touch it, it's going to be the stuff for me. And I like it.
Oh, no.
I do not like Skoal. I do not like
I had that moment once where I'm like, you know what? Screw my father. I'm going to do everything he ever did to the 10th degree. I baked so many cakes that week. So many cakes.
Threw so many people down slides.
So my mother is a collegiate national champion softball player. Like in her prime, she was a beast.
Yeah.
And she used to chew because that's what you did in the 80s when you played softball. And like I can't imagine my mother chewing now, but like I know it was a thing at one point. Like I never growing up either. It's like back in her youth. But like it just baffles me.
Really?
Baffles me. Tell you the one time I took my mother to the bar and I lost her? So I took my mom out one night. We were going to go out, have a good time. I love spending time with my mother, getting her out when I can do anything we can. And it was karaoke night. We were having some fun. And like I was drinking heavily, and she went up to the bartender who I knew, and she's like, I want you to make me a Long Island like you make it for him. Which means it comes in like a glass. So I lost her. Couldn't find her for like a good 20, 30 minutes. She had migrated outside and was just sitting with a stranger. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, he's smoking cigars. I love cigar smoke. I'm like, are you just like wafting his cigar smoke? You're such a creep.
That's a creepy thing.
That's my mother in a nutshell.
I wonder if her father smoked cigars.
He did not. He smoked cigarettes.
What about like an uncle or something maybe? Oh, I know I know a lot of women who love the smell of cigars.
Yeah.
And a lot of them got it because their father smoked cigars, their uncle smoked cigars, their grandfather smoked cigars.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
I've been told that, like, this would have been my great-grandfather used to smoke the green cigars. Like, before the tobacco's dried, it's still green.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know you can still get that outside
I don't even know
of,
how
like,
that smokes.
a plantation. But, like, I have the one picture I have of my great-grandfather. It looks like me, but he is standing on his porch with a shotgun and a jug of like an old school moonshine jug with a huge cigar hanging out of his mouth. I'm like, oh, so that's
Runs in the family.
That's how you create a Dalton.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
You got to have a couple generations.
Apparently so. It's just like it's in the genetics. It just trickles down.
You and your St. Joe accent.
Is it coming out?
No, it's not. I'm surprised. I'm
fantastic.
disappointed.
No, I'm not.
I wanted some St. Joe Dalton with a cigarette and a beer.
I don't think you do.
I
don't
do.
think you do.
I do. Why do you think I don't?
Because nobody wants that. At this point, if anybody's still watching this, nobody wants that.
Morbid curiosity, I think, has led people this far in the video.
I believe people have just skipped forward at this point. They're like, oh, they're still there. What are they doing?
Eventually, we'll pass out on camera.
That would be phenomenal. That's going to be the end of the live stream. You know that, right? Like, there's still going to be, like, we're going to get more viewers. Did I ever tell you about when we were doing Twitch streaming, Josh and I?
A little bit.
So we were just dabbling around with the idea of streaming video games live. And, you know, nothing special. We didn't have a good setup. The audio was terrible. The video was terrible. We had like 5 or 6 people watching us. Having fun. We went outside to smoke and came back inside because I didn't smoke in the house at that point in time. And we had 15 people watching. Like, there was nothing there. I'm like, oh, so that's the secret. We just don't need to do this. I have an ash in a bottle in a coon's age. I'm not doing it well either.
What did you just say?
Oh, I said in a coon's age. My Missouri came out.
Yeah.
I'm going to start slinging in a fortnight soon.
I hope so.
Yeah?
Have you ever played Fortnite?
I have. I like the concept. I play a lot of Apex Legends now, which
That's
is
the new one, right?
Very similar, yeah. Fortnite was just a little cartoony, and I didn't care for it. There's also like a crafting aspect where you can build structures on the fly,
Okay.
which I don't care for. But Apex Legends, all day, every day. I'm afraid to like actually do a live stream channel because like I'll have to put my gamer tag like out to the world, and I'm like, I don't have the time to dedicate to like play video games with people who want to play video games with me. It's just on a whim when I have free time and I feel the video game. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll be a coming attraction soon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So we've launched frame rate. We're into frame rate.
We have.
We've launched Bantam now. We're into Bantam. What else would you like to do?
I do like the idea of a video gaming channel. I do. I think there's a lot of fun to that, and I think we could have a lot of fun with that. especially not being major gamers. I think people would really enjoy watching Adrian play video games.
I've got an idea that would be backseat gaming. Me yelling at Dalton, telling him what to do, and when he does it wrong, I'll just scold him right there. I think that would be fun.
I feel like in backseat gaming, though, I have to follow your instructions to a T.
Or you'll hear about it.
Or you'll hear about it. So, like, I think it'd go well. We'll see.
Are there any other types of channels you'd like to do?
I don't know. I am excited for this idea of Bantam, though, because, like, it's very Variety Hour-esque, and Variety Hour is always a fun segment. But it puts us out into the world. It's more vloggy.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of opportunities to try new things, to do new things, experience new things, which I'm all about, but also capture them on video, much to my dismay, for the viewing audience.
How so?
I feel like it's just going to be us making a jackass out of ourselves for entertainment purposes.
That's essentially what it is.
I'm okay with that.
I'd like to do a news show on. I would like to do a local flavor news show.
Okay.
I want to call it Kansas City Nights, and just have like the Daily Show, but for Kansas City.
Okay.
I think that would be something that I think there is a strong potential for grassroots local news on the internet.
Well, I was just, and I mentioned this earlier off camera with you. St. Joseph is flooding right now. It's to the point where they're starting to mandatory evacuations.
Right.
And I was upstairs the other night, and I heard what I assumed.
Now, just so you know, evacuating from a flood doesn't mean going upstairs.
No.
Okay.
I'm not in an evacuation zone.
Okay.
But, like, I assumed it was a tornado siren. I'm like, oh, they must be testing the sirens. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock at night. That's a suspicious time. A siren's been going on for 10 minutes. No, it was a flood siren, mandatory evacuation, like time to go siren.
Wow.
Never experienced that before in my life.
Do they have levees built or anything? Are they sandbagging?
They are sandbagging. There's, again, a major effort as well to, like, sandbag, especially the worst areas, but the levees are bursting. They can't contain the water.
Wow.
And it just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. I'm like, it's getting bad. But, like, I didn't know what to do because, like, normally, 20 years ago, if I hear that siren, I know it's bad because I watched the local news. And the local news told me there was no warning. I know we're flooding. And, like, you associate, I'm like, oh, this is bad. I need to do something. I just sat there. I'm like, I guess I'll check Facebook after a while, see if, like, that's a bad thing. But, like, there's no local news to, like, guide you into that aspect anymore. And if you do watch the local news on cable, it's awful. It's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So there is a call for it. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'd like to do something like that. I think that would be fun. I'd like to do There's all these videos around YouTube that spring up urban legends.
Okay.
I think that making videos like that would be fun, where you're creating like creepy videos that people speculate about. I think it would be possible to do something like that. Have you ever seen any of that type of stuff?
Like, I know the Slender Man thing was really popular for a long time.
A little bit more raw than that. So, like, there's one where the version of it I've seen is, you know, the old static on a TV screen? Mm-hmm. How it used to be, like, it would come down in waves if you had a good reception, or a bad reception for a good quality channel. You'd have static that would pass through the screen.
Yeah.
It's an Asian woman in silence, smiling real happy and talking as there's all this static crossing the screen and stuff. Like 15 minutes into the video, she peels her face off.
That's terrifying.
It had been a mask, but you've been watching a mask for 15 minutes and never noticed it. That's the terrifying type of stuff that, like, 15 minutes in, you realize, oh my God, what was I looking at? You know what I mean? Stuff like that, I think, would be fun to create.
Okay. Well, you know, different film projects, I mean, they're fun. I enjoy film projects. I recently got done doing that Shake Shack Cinema thing.
Yeah.
Which it was
a couple
fun.
of douchebags.
I know, right? But no, it was a lot of fun. Like, I've never done a lot of short film work, things like that, and it's a very different world. It's something I would really like to explore. I really enjoyed myself doing it. But again, we live in the Midwest. There's not a huge calling for that.
Well, but you put it on the internet. That's the thing.
Put it on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem you're going to run into, and I imagine that they're running into, is actors, right?
You'd be surprised.
No, I'm not saying you can't get quality actors. I've done a lot of independent films. The problem is choreographing your schedule with someone else's.
Yeah.
Anyone around here is not a full-time actor.
That's fair. That is 100% fair.
They're not going to have open availability.
Yeah.
I want to do a skit channel as well. We've talked about this a lot.
We've talked about a skit channel. I think that would be a blast. And like we've also mentioned the idea of like doing like short sitcoms and things like that.
Yeah, which I think would go well on a skit channel.
No, I think that would be fantastic, especially if you got like a long-running series.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think we could have a lot of fun with that.
One of the original YouTube phenomenons was Chad Vader. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was huge. I don't know where those guys are, but I've heard the guy that did the voice for Vader has done like, was employed for like a lot of Star Wars video games and things. Okay. Because you're not going to pay James Earl Jones for that. You know what I mean? No. But so I think that would be. Have you ever heard of Derek comedy?
I don't think so.
You know, what is his name? This is America. This is America.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of his name right now. He started in Derek comedy.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino, yeah. He started Derek comedy.
Okay.
Skits on YouTube. Him and his friends would do skits, and they are hilarious. They have millions of views now. Everyone should look them up. They are the funniest. It is Chappelle Show level comedy.
Okay.
It is that level of comedy. They were that funny. Doing things like that, I think there's a future for on YouTube. I honestly, if YouTube does not implode and ruin itself, I think that it is a potential platform for every type of cinema there is.
Well, there's a lot of short sitcom type things have actually been picked up by like Amazon Prime and like Hulu's always watching as well. There's a calling for things like that, and it's still in its infancy.
Yeah.
And like if you can jump in on that, I think it'd be a time, and that'd be a blast.
Yeah.
It really would. And like even if it doesn't actually pan out, just the filming process itself, it's fun. It really is.
I would love to be one of the people who helps integrate professional wrestling to YouTube. There are now. Have you caught any of the professional wrestling that's on YouTube?
No.
So there's small markets everywhere for professional wrestling.
There is, yes.
Some of them have started uploading to YouTube. I have wanted for years to pioneer some of this.
So we were talking not long ago about wineries.
Yeah.
Another winery I frequent. It's actually right outside of my hometown in Cameron. It's called Windy Wine. The gentleman who owns it, he's actually a Missouri Western graduate.
I have to ask, W-I-N-D-Y or W-E-N-D-Y?
W-I.
Okay.
It's right by the windmills.
Okay.
Anyway, the gentleman who owns it is a Missouri Western graduate. Nice guy. Used to go in when they were first opening. Like, he'd sit, pour you wine, chat with him. Super nice guy. Posted an article the other day. Apparently, he moonlights as a professional wrestler.
Really?
And I can't remember, like, he calls himself, like, I can't remember the name itself. But it's like Planté. It's got, like, something at the end. But he bills himself as the connoisseur. And he comes out with his wine on the ramp.
A tray?
And, like, just badmouths people. And, like, he's a champion professional wrestler for this indie league.
Really?
And, like, how I did not know this.
We've got to get in on that, Dalton.
I think so. I think we would be fantastic professional wrestlers.
Do you want to be a good guy or a bad guy?
You have to be the bad guy.
I want to be a bad guy so bad.
I don't care. Like, as long as I get hit with a chair, I'm in.
You know, looking back at wrestling, there's times where I will catch old matches from WCW or WWF on, or it was WWF, so I can say that, on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker for bad guys now.
Yeah.
I used to like the good guys when I was a kid. Rick Rude, love that guy now. The bad guy, Ric Flair, love that guy now.
I love the bad guy. Everybody loves the bad guy. And, like, weirdly enough, anytime I do a theater production, I am always the villain.
Really?
I have no idea why. But for some reason, my theatrical voice is a little more booming, a little deeper. For some reason, I get stuck as the villain. But I don't care when it comes to professional wrestling. And I've said this for years. If we get to the point where we can just do one match, that's all I want. I want to be hit with a chair. I'll lose. I don't care. It'd be a blast.
Yeah.
It would be a story to tell.
I just want to be the guy that yells at people in the audience.
You'd be good
That's
at that.
what I want to do.
You bring out your angry Adrian yelling voice. Hold on. My memory's working.
Go on.
From your Phelps Avenue days.
Yeah.
You're angry Adrian.
Yep.
You're welcome for that. I'm sorry that took a second, but I had to pull that out from the 10-year-old memory bank.
I don't know if that's even still on the internet.
I don't either. It was a short film you did, correct?
No, it was a feature-length
A feature-length
film.
film.
Yeah, feature-length independent film in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah. Funny story, too, about that. So the premiere for that movie, and Michael roast me if I tell this. They played it on an Xbox 360
Oh, dear.
that overheated
Oh, dear.
halfway through the movie.
Oh, no. That's
so
the
there
worst
was like
case
a
scenario.
40-minute delay in the movie, which, it unfortunate, like, just sucked. I mean, the movie was good. The movie was good level. The movie was shot beautifully. There was a massive shootout scene in the West Bottoms
Okay.
where it was just, I mean, there was a guy who did tricks on his motorcycle. He died on his motorcycle crossing the street and just kept driving. It was a big production. That was a hell of a shoot day.
Yeah.
But that sucked. 40-minute delay in a movie premiere.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, I really wouldn't mind getting into short films, and I really wouldn't mind doing a feature-length film as well. And there is a calling in the Kansas City area. It's just not as prominent as it would be on either of the coasts. But it's a hard shtick to get into, and you are correct, because it's hard to work around your schedule, because most people are going to be working 40 hours a week and doing this on their side. But I again, with this YouTube idea, I think there's, like, potential for film. Love to do something like that, 100%.
I would too. I've got if we ever get to the point where we're full-time, I'm going to have like 19 different channels. Because there's so much stuff I want to do.
Adrian takes over the internet.
And I am a YouTube connoisseur. There are so many rabbit holes that I want to be in.
You're going to be the big YouTuber who has all these different channels but still doesn't have the internet. Like, if you follow him, you can go to the Starbucks and watch him upload his videos.
Just don't screw with me, all right? Just don't screw with me.
Let him work with the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
But no, I think a full feature-length film would be an absolute blast. And, like, I've actually mulled this idea around with other people. I think we have, my friend group, because you are an antisocial hermit most days.
Yep.
We have technology. We have great editors. I think you and I combined would be able to write a hell of a script.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much potential there. It's just the
time.
time and the effort.
The time. The time's the killer, man. The time is the killer. For something like that, budget's going to be a killer. And, you always have to have some type of money to shoot a feature-length something.
Yeah. And most importantly, at one point we'll all get together and we'll have some Stellas and we'll chain smoke and we'll be in this room.
That room!
This magic room where the magic happens. And that's where it's at. I really think that would be a blast to do.
Yeah.
It's not a short project. It is a months of work. But I think the overall payout, even if it doesn't take off well, it would be a blast to do.
There is absolutely... the internet opens that up. 10 years ago, even. If you wanted to do that and be serious about it, you had to move to LA.
Yep.
Had to. No, not even 10 years ago. So I had a roommate that moved out there in 2013 because it was there was no YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube was not what it is in 2013.
I've had a couple friends move out to California.
Why?
They wanted to make it.
Exactly. Was YouTube a thing when they moved out there?
Nope.
And I guarantee they probably more recent than 2013, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a reality now that this type of storytelling, this type of serial storytelling, can happen from anywhere.
I'd be about it. I would.
It's just a matter of the time. It's just a matter of the effort.
And that's the thing. It doesn't even matter subject-wise what you want to do. If you want to do a comedy or a drama or anything, I think anything there's potential and it'd be a lot of fun.
One of the things that I'm interested in seeing, so with feature-length cinema came the action right? Have you ever seen Three Amigos?
Yes.
Accurate
Amigo,
picture, right?
amigo, amigo.
Old black and white, no dialogue, shoot 'em up, right?
Yeah.
That happened then. Once sound was integrated, what took off? Comedy.
Okay.
Because now you can make jokes,
Okay.
right? High definition, what took off? Action again. Special effects, what took off? Comic books. I am interested to see what genre springs forth from the internet-based availability.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think it's going to be serial storytelling. I think it's going to be serial documentation.
Okay.
Like we've talked about on Bantam about 60 days of this, 60 days of
Yes.
that, 60 days of powerlifter, 60 days of distance runner, 60 days anything.
I'm not doing a distance runner anytime soon. I've had 2 cigarettes in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We've mulled the idea before of a sitcom. I think that is a huge opportunity, because now you have where you can premiere your videos on YouTube. You can stagger them out throughout the weeks.
Yeah.
You can basically recreate the idea of the television sitcom through YouTube, and I genuinely think that's where it's at. I think if you do that serialized sitcom.
Serial
that's where
level
it's at.
storytelling. And people seem to love serial level stuff, right? Comic books are serial. The Hunger Games, Harry Potter, serial level. Friends, Seinfeld, serial level. People love it.
They do.
So I think that's the future of things.
I think we could get there.
Yeah.
Just got to make it happen.
Yep.
Where do you want to go from here?
I don't know, you?
I don't either. I guess we're done with Variety Hour, the world's longest Variety Hour.
Yeah. Variety Hour and a half.
We're an hour and a half.
So this has been Variety Hour once again. This is the end this time, we promise. Dalton?
If you like this kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I'm glad you stuck it out for whatever we just filmed. Make sure you hit the like button as well because hit the like button as well because we need it at this point. Leave a comment down below how you feel about the feature-length film Variety Hour. And yeah,
Serial level storytelling.
thanks for joining us here on the Strip Cover Lit.
Cheers.
It just never feels like a good ending. Like, I feel like you have to go another round at this point.
If you want to, I'm here all night. I gotta take a piss right now.
Like, I shouldn't. We shouldn't continue filming this, but do you think people...
Oh, shit. What I want to know is if the decentralization and destabilization of Hollywood is going to lead to more creative storytelling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because Hollywood definitely has their cliches.
They do.
They have the things they fall back on. They have the things that they won't let go. And for better or worse, I'm not making an argument either way. For better or worse, they have a left-leaning, right? I wonder what a right-leaning storytelling even looks like.
Is your fedora embroidered with your name?
So a right-leaning storytelling. This was a gift. This was a gift. My little sister bought this for me, and it's what I'm going to be buried in. Okay?
I have never seen someone who has a fedora
Okay, so
embroidered with their name.
so this is from before fedora meant what fedora means.
it's a good fedora.
It's a nice fedora.
It is a nice
It is a
fedora.
pinstripe fedora.
I've just never seen someone with a fedora with their name embroidered on it. I didn't even know they did that.
Okay, so before the incel movement, fedoras meant something very different, okay? This was a performance fedora,
Let's be honest, this hat's meant the same thing since it came out.
But fedoras have changed. This has meant the same thing, but fedoras have changed, you son of a bitch.
I never understand people who get their name tattooed on their back. I want to get someone else's name tattooed on my back.
You're going to get my name tattooed
Can
on
I
your
get
back?
Fort on my back, please?
Get my name tattooed on your back.
Like, I feel like we could probably get away with that right now. Just be like, hey, I'll sign the waiver. Will you tattoo Fort on my back? Megan would be very upset by this. Or would she?
I think you'd get home with my name tattooed on your back and she'd just go, well, I figured.
Just give Josh $20, be like, called it. Oh, this is... Yeah.
It's variety, all right.
It's variety. It's a little bit something different. To be honest, though, take a moment to appreciate ourselves, moving away from the film conversation. We've been doing Strip Cover Lit, on and off for some of us, for 3 years. 3 years. We've poured our heart and soul into Harry Potter. We've had over 100, at least at a minimum, reviews on this channel, literary quality reviews. We deserve this.
Let's see here. We're going to pull up the channel on the telephone. If I can get there.
On the telephone?
You know what? I don't need your shit right now, Dalton. Every time...
I feel like the next cut of Variety Hour, where we're going to be continuing, is like, honestly, this was not planned. Let me take the meta out of this for a second. This was not planned. We were going to have a Stella. We were going to do a quick Variety Hour, call it a night.
Because Dalton's never had a Stella.
Because I've never had a Stella. And then, like, it's just gone downhill. I feel like the next segment's just going to be, like, you slugging me in the mouth.
I'm for it. I'm not against it.
I could probably take the hit. It's been a minute.
So... Book reviews, we've had 37. Short story reviews, 36. Poetry reviews, 27. This does not include, obviously, the work that we've done on read-alongs. This does not include the work that we've done on poetry discussions. This does not include the work that we've done on poetry readings. I mean, the original tags that we've shot out there, right?
And, like, the best part of this is we told ourselves 365 videos in 2019.
Yeah.
One a day.
Yeah.
And we've made it this far without screwing it up. Props to us. Good for us. We deserve this.
3 months
Have
into
a
something
Stella.
without
Cheers.
screwing it up. So 3 months without screwing it up is record level material for the two of us.
3 days without screwing something up is record level material for me. And, like, I have to tell this story. I received a text message this morning. Literally was still in bed. And it was you. Did we miss a video this weekend?
I thought we did.
Did we miss it? And, like, I am asleep, and I wake up to this message. I'm like, no, I've been planning. We didn't. But, like, that little Dalton in the back of my mind was like, better get out of bed and check. You've got an apology to make. I literally got out of bed this morning, went over to Megan's laptop, sat down. I'm like, looked at the calendar. I'm like, no, I'm right.
Can I explain what happened?
At which point, I went back to bed on the couch for 5 minutes and was late to work. Carry on.
So what happened was, I don't have the internet. So I went to the coffee house after work, so 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
to upload some videos in advance, to get them up. And while I was there, I was able to check our analytics. For anyone who doesn't know, when you have a YouTube channel, you were allowed to check, they have analytics for your channel. Watch time, viewers, things like that. Our numbers took an extreme dip on Sunday. And when you upload, what happened was we had uploaded the video in advance. When you upload a video in advance, it does not pop back up in your analytics as having been uploaded that day. It just sort of, so for Sunday, we took a dip in analytics, we took a dip in views, watch time, all these sorts of things. So I checked on the real-time stats, which show you in the past 24 hours, what video has had this. And in our real-time stats, our Sunday upload was skipped. It was skipped because it was an upload from prior to Sunday that went public on Sunday. So it didn't look like anything had been uploaded.
It literally sent me into enough of a panic that I got out of bed early
Yeah.
and like crawled to my
I want you to
schedule.
know I wasn't blaming you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
But I crawled to my schedule and like I checked. I'm like, no, you're right. You're right. You have uploaded that video. And like at that point, like I get a message back. He's like, oh, well, you know, that's good. Wouldn't have been mad. We've doubled up a couple times, but wouldn't have been mad. I'm like,
You son of a bitch.
yeah, I'm a bitch. And like, I'm like, I'm supposed to be in the shower right now. I'm going to go lay back on the couch for a while. It was a bad start to my morning, but that's fine.
I am unapologetically proud of the work that we've put in for. Now, obviously, we haven't recorded a whole lot of times this year,
It was a rough start to a year and a rough
terrible
start
start.
to our biggest year.
but we did enough solo work.
We did.
We did enough work in advance that we were able to, as it were, weather the storm. The minute St. Joe floods completely and you're not able to make it down here for a month and a half, we're going to run into some rocky territory.
That's fair. That's fair. But like, here's the thing: if St. Joe floods completely, I have to move somewhere for a while because like they are evacuating parts of the city at this
Yeah.
point.
Parts of the city that are not terribly far from where you live.
No, and like the problem is like this is not supposed to let up until May,
Yeah.
month down the road at least, and like I would have to move. I don't know where I'd move to. I'd have to figure that out.
It's not here.
Not here, obviously. But we would probably still continue filming. I'd probably just look a little more haggard than I currently do, if that's possible, because I'm living in a tent
You
in
look
someone's
like
yard.
You look like Hagrid now.
I do look like Hagrid now.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't either, but I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Thank you. I will say, though, somebody in the comments not too long ago referred to the Dalton-esque look as lumbersexual.
What?
Lumbersexual.
I did catch that. I don't know.
They
what
said
that-
so many people go for either the hobo/lumbersexual look.
Did I catch that or did you tell me about that?
You must have caught it because I haven't mentioned it to you yet. And like I stared at that comment for a good couple minutes. I'm like, I've never heard this phrase. And I mulled it around. I had a cigarette. I was just sitting there. I'm like, I can get behind this. We'll start wearing flannel.
There's lumberjacks and there's lumberjanes. You can fix Megan up like a lumberjane.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Wearing plaid might be the last hipster step
You think so?
to where you become hipster messiah.
I could be the hipster messiah. That's fine. I'm okay with this.
What would hipster stigmata be?
hipster stigmata?
Yeah. Like a nose, like you start bleeding from where a nose ring would be, or
Maybe the eyebrow. I think it's the eyebrow ring.
the eyebrow.
The nose ring. I hate you so much. I have been really mulling around the idea of getting a nose piercing.
I've been mulling around the idea of getting my nipples pierced. But you've got your nipples pierced, and I figure we can't both have them.
That's fair. It's fair. It's not a fun experience, nor does it continue to ever be a fun experience. You should, though. I know a guy. Who does great work.
I'm sure you do.
I do, but no, I honestly thought about getting like the septum.
Septum?
Yeah. I just don't know if it's me. I don't know if I could pull it off.
I think it would be you if instead of putting like the bull ring in, you put like dangly earrings and just had them dangling there.
Just big old like Walmart style earrings that go down past my chin.
A couple cubic zirconia, you know. Just...
Listen, I'm pretty sure like everyone at my job hates me. Because
this is Missouri and people hate based on looks.
that's fair. Because like I will like I ponytail my dreads and like I wear a hoodie and jeans every day and just walk in half asleep looking like this and I'm like I'm ready to work.
Now, I don't think this is calling you out. I think you've mentioned this on the channel. You make significantly less money at the job you're at now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you or are you not extremely happier?
Much happier, absolutely.
Is it or is it? I don't believe it is strictly because you're not going to the same place. I think it's because you were allowed on a daily basis to be more you.
It's fair. Former job, I worked at a prison. I worked in law enforcement, essentially. I had to have a clean shave for a long time. Eventually, they let us have a small beard, short haircut, and I absolutely loathed it with a passion. I did it for a long time. The money was good. It was necessary. But no, I hated it. This job, I make significantly. I make almost half of what I used to make. But I...
And probably, like, to jump in, considering benefits,
benefits
probably less than half. Yeah.
Awful. But I get to be more me. There's a little bit of benefit. It's a trying job from times, but every now and then I get to like genuinely help people out, which is awesome. So yeah, it's better. It's a lot better. I think it's improved my demeanor a lot for sure. Hope that's projecting a little bit.
I think it's...
You want a cigarette?
No.
They're menthol.
No. I might stoke up a cigar, but... I think that you are... I wouldn't say you're more cheery on camera, but I will say you are definitely more authentic. And I think that that comes across not only to me, who's sitting right next to you, but I think that comes across in viewing
That's a
the
good
videos
thing.
as well.
No, it was a shitty job. It was terrible. It was doing something that I was not comfortable with, something that I did not enjoy doing. And don't get me wrong, the people who do that job every day are wonderful people.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people through that job that like I still keep close contact with because they're amazing people. But it is not me in the least.
Right.
I literally would spend my nights like wrestling people and like come home battered and bruised, and it sucked. And no, I'm good. So yeah, this job's much better. Pay's not that great, but I'm about it. And like it, I'm pretty comfortable with it for the time being. I could definitely make more money going somewhere else, but in my opinion, these people got me out of where I was. Anytime that I do need like a day off to go do some random shenanigan, they're cool with it. No, I'll give them some time. I'll stick with them for a while. I think that's fair with any job you take.
And there's room for growth with where you're at, right?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling into another period where I absolutely hate what I do.
Yeah.
There's times where I see it just as a necessary evil. Go in, do a good job, be good at what you do, go home and be great at what you love, right? Okay. I'm starting to question it again because no one's life is better because of what I do. And maybe, despite the image that I put out there, I am not an egotistical person. Would you agree with that?
That's fair.
That said, I think that I am the level of individual who is capable of making the world and people's lives better. So it bothers me that I am not living up to this on a 40-hour-a-week level, on a this is what you do level, and on a this is for what people will remember you level. Like if I keeled over tomorrow with a heart attack, people are going to be like, oh, you're the guy that worked retail at this place. If anyone at all remembered me.
Okay.
Part of that is because of my reclusive nature, and I am not submitting my work, my writing in the way that I should be. But part of it's because that's where I spend 40 hours a week.
That's fair. I don't know. It was an interesting experience. My God, this variety hour just went from humor and drinking to very serious moments.
You know, a little bit of liquor will do that.
A little bit of liquor will do that to you. My God, we probably shouldn't continue this, but no, I do credit Megan a lot for that, and I know I talk about her a lot.
Megan's been good for you
on the channel. The former relationship that I was in, and there was a lot of shit going on with my life, and that was one of the big reasons I left Strip Cover Lit. I just couldn't handle existence at that point in time. I had a really good friend of mine who killed himself, and that really bothered me. But like I kept saying, you know, I've got to get out of this job. It's not for me. And like I kept just like when I brought it home, was informed, you're just being a cocky asshole. You're not better than this job. Just quit your bitching and do it. So like
that's where those conversations went.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dalton, you should have brought those conversations here.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Like, I'm glad you're out of that relationship, and I don't mean to put your business out there and my take on it, but I can understand, without talking shit on anyone, Megan is very good for you.
Well, that's good. And then she's probably going to watch this, so she'll feel good about herself. But no, she was very
Be
instrumental
honest,
in
no one's
that.
making it this far into this.
That's fair. Nobody else is watching this.
No.
But no, she was very instrumental in that. And, like, she's like, hey, like, it's going to suck. The pay cut's going to suck. But, like, we'll get through it. Like, if you're not happy, go do something you would rather do. Or at least find something you can tolerate for a while. So, no, she really helped me get out of that situation. And really was the push that got me back in strip cover lit as well. Yeah. So you do owe her that one.
Well, you do know you told on yourself, right?
What'd I tell myself?
So you had the conversation with me last February. Well, maybe we'll come back. Maybe I'll come back. This, that, and the other. I said, I don't know. And you kept pushing it off. I think you were trying to get me to beg. I'm not positive. You came back in June, I think.
Okay.
Then I asked you, point blank, well after the fact, when did you know you wanted to come back? And you said December.
Okay.
6 months before you came back.
Okay.
So you told on yourself.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, so like the idea of coming back to strip cover lit, I kind of put it off. It was a thing. And like it was fine moving forward. And, like I'm spending time with Megan at this point in time. Like it came up, like I used to do this thing. Heads up, if you turn on the internet, you might find something. And like we got talking about it a little bit, and like she really pushed me. She's like, if that's what you want to do, go do it. Simple as that. And she really did kind of push towards that, which was wonderful.
She just wanted to get you out of the house for a little bit.
Absolutely, she's having a blast right now as I'm sitting down here drinking Stella's. But no, she was really instrumental in that, and like it was the first time I had somebody who actually really supported that idea, where you can get out of the house after work and go pursue something that's not just work. So yeah, I give her a lot of credit for that, and this was a serious moment of variety hour.
Well, so I'm going to breach this subject, but I don't want it to sound sexist.
Okay,
because there are men this way as well. Neither of us have ever dated them. Right?
That's fair.
There are women, and there's men as well, but there are definitely women who, and there's definitely men as well. There are people, let me put it that way, who do not want their significant other to advance.
Okay.
And there are people who find great insecurity in someone else pursuing something. Like, I'm not saying we're ultra successful, right? We've got 4,700 subscribers, more than I ever thought we would have. Still not PewDiePie, right? That is pursuing something. People, and maybe it's true of people everywhere, people around here certainly do not want you pursuing anything that is not a 9-to-5 job.
Okay. Well, it is a major risk. It is. You have to be able to kind of throw yourself into that abyss.
It's an investment, not a risk.
Investment, yes. Now, to say, like, I just quit my job, like, I'm going to YouTube, that's a risk.
That's a risk.
But no, it's an investment. Like, I'm still definitely working the 40-hour-a-week job, but it's building towards something, hopefully, that'll be sustainable in the future. And, like, this would be it. This would be nice. But yeah, no, it's awesome to have somebody who actually does support that and kind of gets behind that idea, which is wonderful. That's why I plan on marrying her. Yeah, she really got me out of a really shitty time in my life and helped me out a lot with that. So,
yeah.
I
wish you'd given me a little bit more of an opportunity to talk you through that shitty time in your life.
I don't do that.
No, I understand, but you do that for some people that you don't realize, right? Josh was there for you.
That's fair.
I guarantee you Jeremy was there for you. I understand that I was the work outlet. I was something that you quit like your last job.
Okay.
And that's fine. I mean, my feelings aren't hurt or
anything. Well, like, if you didn't have a monogram fedora, it would be so much easier of a transition.
It would be so much easier for you to let me go with a monogram fedora.
If you would have had if I would have known you had a monogram fedora.
You'd have dropped me a long time ago?
Absolutely.
I understand how your people work.
Like old hat.
That's fine.
Intended. But anyway, serious moment of variety hour. But yeah.
It only took us a few drinks and 2 hours to get here.
Stella. So.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so like a variety hour. Behind the scenes moment. We very, very well prepare all of our literary reviews.
Yeah.
I talked a little bit about that in my Your Booktube tag, how we do things, how we set things up.
And how sometimes I will brag about this, actually. We don't feel good about a review, so we call it off to do more work on it.
True.
How many times have we done that?
True.
Many times.
We do that quite a bit because we want to produce a good product.
Yeah.
Variety Hour is 100% loose. There's
Off
no
the
prep.
cuff.
We sit down, we turn the camera on. I usually premise like, how's your week, what we've been doing, and we just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how we continue talking about it into the 2-hour cusp, but it works. It's a conversation type thing. And we've talked for a long time about having a few drinks on Variety Hour.
I've never done it.
Yeah, we've just gone downhill at this point.
You got emotional. It's okay.
I think we're out of Stella's.
I've got one left.
Do we split it at this point?
I don't know.
Like, do I need to have like a half amino green apple and half Crown?
That you might vomit. Because that is Crown Apple.
Okay, so they make Crown Peach now. Have you had it?
I've not had it. I've seen it. I want vanilla. I've never had the vanilla either. I want to try the vanilla.
Vanilla's delicious. They had salted caramel. I wanted to try that.
Oh my god. Did I ever tell you why I have this?
No.
Oh, do you have a story that you're going for?
No, not really.
Okay.
Like, I just want the Crown Peach in my life.
So there was a guy. This was the very end of me working evenings as opposed to overnights, who would come in every third day and buy a Crown Apple and a Bailey's salted caramel. And eventually I had to ask him, because he used to come in and he'd buy the whiskeys. And I was like, hey man, I used to drink this is my thing. Hey man, he'd come in, he'd buy Hennessy. I'd be like, oh man, don't get me started on the Hennessy, drink it for days. Gets me in trouble. He came in and he started buying this. Started buying Crown Apple and salted caramel Baileys every third day. I was like, hey man, what is it? What's going on here? I was like, you gotta tell me. He said, you mix the two together and it's delicious. It is delicious. The problem is, it's terrible for you.
Oh yeah.
That is the only time. So I started drinking them one night, and I drank them, and I drank them, and I drank them. It is the only time that I woke up and threw up.
Oh.
Luckily I had the next day off. I woke up the next day, 4 hours into my day I threw up. Because it is terrible for you, but delicious. I still can't imagine Bailey's. I can't even imagine Bailey's without getting gurgles in my stomach.
Okay. Well, that was like sweet, heavy cream type liqueurs. They'll do it to you.
Yes.
So I have always drank my coffee black.
Okay.
No sugar, no cream, straight just coffee. That's the way I like it.
But you tried it with Bailey's, didn't you?
I'm not a huge fan of Bailey's in my coffee. Like, if I want a boozy drink, I'll have a boozy drink. If I want coffee, I want coffee.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman who moved in with me for about 3 weeks. Going through a time, needed a place to stay. He stayed for about 3 weeks and then just disappeared. Never heard from him again. He left behind a bottle of Cold Stone Creamery Sweet Cream Creamer. That is the nectar of the gods.
Yeah.
I don't drink it during my work week. Like, I am old enough now that I have a special drink that's not alcoholic. It's my weekend coffee. Because here's the thing, my Saturday mornings are for me. My Saturday's mine. Sunday, I'm usually uploading videos. I'm usually trying to prep some work, trying to get some reading in. Saturdays, I don't do a thing. I enjoy me. I usually play Steely Dan. I make breakfast for everyone in the house.
Because of course you do.
I'm my father. But I start that morning with a cup of coffee, way too much sweet cream creamer in it, and a little bit of sugar. And it's the greatest thing known to man. But I'm well aware because I looked at the calories on it and like the sugar out. I'm like, well, that'll kill me in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's nothing to screw around with. That's dangerous.
It is.
That's stuff that'll add up very quickly over time.
It will.
You need to get back to running.
I do not need to get back to running. I went through a hot spell as well where I drank nothing but White Russians. Did I tell you about this?
You've hinted at it.
Okay,
You've
so
flirted with the idea of telling me about it.
Unfortunately, I had never seen The Big Lebowski. And for some reason, I believe I need to blame Monse for this one.
Okay.
there was mention, he's like, you probably need to watch that. You're starting to embody the dude. I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. So I did. And I watched the movie. I'm like, oh my. So I started drinking a couple White Russians here and there. This was right about the time before I went to Vegas.
Which time?
The second time. So I went to Vegas and I drank nothing but White Russians for a week straight. I would literally like drink White Russians into oblivion, go to bed, wake up, go downstairs, smoke a cigarette at the casino, and like sit at a slot machine, just be like, oh my God, I need to wake up. And the lady come by and be like, White Russian? I'm like,
absolutely.
Okay, it's Vegas. No.
No?
I'm pretty sure I gained 30 pounds and lost 20 years of my life that week.
Oh, yeah.
But my God, they're delicious.
Cream and creamer will get you. Dairy is not good for people.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. So this was Variety Hour.
Yeah.
This was Variety Hour for the second hour. If you like this kind of thing, you know the drill at this point because we've already ended this video 6 times.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around with Variety Hour. We appreciate you. We appreciate you getting us to this point where we can sit and drink and bullshit for 2 hours. It means the world to us. It really does. Do you have anything else to say?
Nothing.
Nice hat. All right.
We shoot for 1 more minute and I'm going to piss your pants.
No house is going to smell like me for a week.